I know I can't be the only one that had asked myself a question or two about God so seemed or so assuming that God is delaying us to get where we want to go or to be what we want to be. I can't be the only one that sometimes feel like, God, would you hurry up? The Bible addresses that in many places, but this is the place that I wanted to land on today. The Bible says that God did not lead the children of Israel on a straight path, but he led them through the wilderness that he might test what is in their heart. There are times when God delays us so that he can show us in our hearts there is immaturity. In our hearts there's greed. In our hearts there's unforgiveness. In our hearts there is desires that are ungodly. In our hearts there are hurts that have happened along the way, and we need to heal from them. And you ask, why? He is God. Why doesn't he just remove everything that's in there and put new things and then use us? The purpose of this journey is just like the children of Israel. They found out that they craved things that were in Egypt. Even though they were slaves in Egypt, somehow they craved the slave rewards, the crumbs, if you will, more than they craved to live independently and to live for God. So imagine, the whole generation that left Egypt died in the wilderness, and their children, an exception of two people, which is Joshua and Caleb, they were the only two that made it into the promised land. And we see how bad sometimes they fumbled, how bad they committed idolatry. They walked away from God. They turned their faces from God to other lesser gods. So imagine if that generation that was not processed, and when they were processed, refused the processing of God. If they went into the promised land, imagine how bad they would have defiled that land. The key here is to trust God. If it takes 10 years, if it takes 20, if it takes 50 years, is to trust God like Jesus did. He came on earth. He lived for 33 years. He only did his ministry for 3 years, but in the 3 years, he fulfilled the entire purpose of God for his life.